If nothing else, down in this 85 range would be. My objective on the downsides have all been met so far. I thought that one should have went a little bit further, but it is what it is. This is going to be a tough day. I say it is. It just, there's not a whole lot. It's not presenting itself very well. It did earlier. Uh, we had that 85, 75, 85, 50 area we should have got back to. And we've got the 85, 75. I said we got to 85, 50. So the price action type play into the downside is pretty well over. And I haven't been real aggressive on the price actions. Well, the 9 o'clock has not really shown its hand very well. Hmm. The numbers seem to be they are doing kind of what they're supposed to do. I just don't think the market is. It's not painting a very clear picture. There's a lot of chop rolling around in here. But when I look down the uh, the domes, there's 150s, 200s up and down the board. So evidently, that's what it is. Either people are either getting out or repositioning, or news came out. It finally went down to where it was supposed to. Now they're gonna, I guess, figure out what they want to do with it from here. I'm sorry, I just don't see anything worth trading. I'm aggravated. I took a half point loss when I didn't have to because I moved my stop too tight. Excuse me, a 1 point, not a half point. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask, because they may pick up the pace here in the next 15 minutes by about 9:30, because they may be hedging a position in the options pit, and they're not going to do anything until they get their hedge on. Uh, Pat, I have it down here. Do I use it? Uh, Answer is that is it's lack of knowledge. Uh, Hema Redding is what is it? A CMT, certified market technician, and they just don't hand those out. You really got to work hard at it to do it. And so anybody that's got, to me, anybody that's got that much knowledge, and so, and not only that, she was a market analyst for a lot of big banks and stuff like that. So she's pretty good, I think. And I think she trades the E-mini also. But I had put this on here, and I haven't had the time to sit down and do the homework, or hadn't wanted to really figure it out, because it doesn't take a genius to look at that 5-minute chart. It says it's going up. It's hit everything that I was aiming at to the downside. Now I have to wait for it or to get up to another level. Our 93 level now is mute, because we got within 2 ticks of it. So we can consider the 93 as hit. I mean, that's the way that when we look at it, that's what we do. The 93 has been hit. If you faded it, you got paid off. If you faded it and were able to hold it, at least down in those areas that I said, well, we should get down into, you did real well. And worst, if push comes to shove, we had 2 spots in there. We had the 93 and we had the 87. So once we got back off of that and started back down, and you could have said, well, we should touch the 87. That would have been your target area. But as we leave this 93, the next number is going to be 4604 up there. Yeah, I can tell you up here at about 98. I've got some resistance up here at 98. At between 98 and at 4600, right in there. So if we don't get there, which it's highly possible, with probability we're not, it I like learning from different traders. I mean, there are so many ways to trade, and really and truly all it takes is one little ditty kind of dropped in your lap to make it worthwhile. And you never know where that little ditty's going to come from. Uh, it's like this RSI thing. Yeah, I don't understand it like she does, and that's the kicker. You kind of have to put it up there and play with it and figure out what it's telling you. As with all these indicators, what's it telling you? What's it doing? Uh, but just keep in mind that indicators they are lagging. The bar has to finish before the indicator can print because it's got to take that data and stick it out there. So it just there's a lot of different, like I say, there's a lot of different ways to approach this, and I just I'm comfortable with what we do here, and I've learned to believe in these numbers. They just because it doesn't go to exactly 94, and even if it did, doesn't mean we're going. And you had your order sit there, doesn't mean we're going to get filled, depending on how much faith you had in it when you put that order in there. This market will. When I'm giving these numbers out, I'm trying to put the numbers down and get my orders in about the same time. Sometimes that's just it doesn't work. But I've spread these levels apart, and so the 94 was known well in advance. I mean, the 93 was known well in advance, and we had plenty of time as we eased up. It was almost 30 minutes before we got up to that first level, and it traded off of it. I mean, if you just traded the level, you did okay. Now there may be some other. I know the volume profile guys. I see that, but I got so much stuff to look at just on these two little bitty charts, and they're basically the same thing, just on a different time frame. So, when you normally come into the room, this is what you see. You know, all of these moving averages. Basically, he's got two things going on this chart, and I don't see there it is. There's our blue band, and this is our 200 period moving average. That's all it is. And the Bollinger Bands, the red bands to the outside, they're colorful. But other than that, I mean, our charts really would be kind of blah without the blue band and the green band on them. But really and truly, you really don't need them. Your objective is to come up with a trading, I call it a system or an idea that fits your personality, that you're willing to, that you, first of all, you're going to have to believe in it. If you don't believe in it, odds are it's not going to work. Um, and then you have to be patient enough to wait for it to get to those areas that you're expecting these points to work off of. Sometimes that's the high of the day. Sometimes that's the low of the day. Uh, what was it? The old saying was the high of the day or the low of the day is made within the first hour, 30 minutes or something like that. Well, I took a course one time. Is we used the first 30-minute bar uh, as kind of a bar reference. It's just you could use any of those bars. You could use the first 5-minute bar. If we get above it, we're going long. If we get below it, we're going short. I mean, there's if you believe in it and it works and you don't get stopped out very much, hey, by all means use it. But whatever it is that you do, you're going to have faith in it, because without faith, you will not trade it. You will not do right by it. You will be haphazardous. You will, this thing doesn't work. This I can tell you, since I've been messing with Saul and stuff, I can tell you do the levels work every time? Answer to that is no. There's no holy grail out here. It's just another method of trading. Do they work? Yeah. And I don't know how many trades we've had in the last 10, 11 days. I have no idea. I'd have to go back and count them all up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, let's put it this way. In the last 15 days, we have taken 5.5 points in losses. That's the total number of losses that I've had to take in the last, what did I say, 15 days, 10 days, 11 days. And a lot of it is just being patient. Today is the 15th day. Yeah. So I can stand that, because I promise you, our profits have been a whole lot more than our losses. And a lot of times, and my results is going to be different than your results is, because I may take profits based on 2 points. I may have a multi-lot on and I'm going to let it run. But this was trading one lot, using levels, price action trades, blue band trades. Uh, all of this was done, according to what Saul teaches in his mentoring courses and stuff like that. And so I've tried to stay as true to that as possible, because I can see, the only difference between me and a lot of everybody else is I see the trades maybe a little quicker, and Salt sees them a whole lot quicker than I do. I can tell you that. It's recognition of the trade, instead of, oh, I should have took that one. I should have, it's looking at the thing, says, okay, when we get to here, I need to think about getting short in this range. But it's not that we're that. First of all, I could tell you right now, I'm not any better trader than anybody else out there. I'm not. I'm just I've just learned to trust. And that right there is a mouthful when you're a trader. When you learn to believe in yourself and say, so what, am I wrong? I don't care. That's what you know, that's kind of like going up and practicing a trapeze act without a net. You're too scared. You're going to make mistakes. So, if I make a mistake, I got a net. Don't worry about it. Let's go. Get back up there and do it again. And that's kind of like trading. You get thrown off a horse, you got to get back on that sucker. But the thing about it is you've got to realize that, look, if I get thrown too many times, I'm not going to have an account left. So, if what you're doing or if the levels aren't working today, stop. But nobody can stop you but you. You're the one that has to stop you. Somebody else is not going to be able to control your account for you unless they're pushing the buttons, and which nobody wants that responsibility. But I guess the hardest thing about trading that I see is it's the head game part. The mechanics of it is just, if it does this, do that. And that's basically what we do. But we start throwing it, well, this indicator says this, and the sun, the moon, the stars are lining up. It says that. And sometimes you put it on and it works perfectly. Other times you put it on, it's those times that you put it on that it does not work, that you have to know where you're wrong at. And to me, that is the most important gift that I could give anyone as a trader, is to know where you're wrong. That's first and foremost. That, to me, that's the number one rule. If I jump in this, first of all, I got to have a reason to get into it, either a level, uh, different spots, price action, whatever. I've got to have a reason to get in it. But what happens if I'm wrong? Where am I? Where am I willing to take a loss at? And once you put that in there, you're kind of locked in. It was kind of like that. I wanted to move that stop there that I took that 1 point loss on. I wanted to move it. I says, no, this thing can go through the roof. I just soon take 1 point and I'll re-enter the trade. And I did. But once you make up your mind, you put it in there, you live and die by those rules, because you start moving those stops, it's going to eat your lunch. I can tell you that from past experience, from stupid mistakes that I've done. And what's that old saying? An education is expensive. I don't care where you get it. Well, we're at 9:30 now. I'm finally going to get down to that 85 1/4 area. Yep, we got that. Now let's see, is that going to stop it? We had a blue band at 85.50. You're getting paid off on it. The blue band trade worked great. If we get below, we get down to about 84.50, I think we'll go and retest our pivot. So if you took the blue band trade, you got paid off. We've taken 3 trades this morning. Well, actually, we've taken 4 trades this morning. We lost a point on one, and we've got 2 points on everything else. And it's been 1 hour. So we've only had, like I say, we had that one loss in there, and that's it. We took a point loss on it. We know we've got a little bit of we got an intermediate level sitting there at 87. And let's see, below 87, it's got 81. Yeah, I can post the levels for those that have come in late. That's some that need the levels in there. You'll look in the chat. These are the levels that we put out this morning at 8:30, and these are the areas that we're using. And also, I'm adjusting as I'm going into this day and adding some intermediate levels, stuff of that nature. One of the intermediate levels this morning was 87. We can get below our blue band. Like I say, I think we'll go back and test that 81 area. Yeah, we're coming back up to the 87. Now we are in La La Land. Won't break below our blue band and won't go up to another level. We're just trading right around that intermediate level, around 87 to 93 area.
Hey, Don.
Yes.
I want to do a quick station identification break.
Okay.
I want to welcome everybody today as a guest or subscriber into our service. We're going to have a sweep day tomorrow, which means if you're not signed up, then you're going to get exited from our service. Let us know. Actually, you know what I'll do is I'll post the discounted rate that we still have for you. Take a moment, sign yourself up. It's nominal. It's $150 a month at the moment. Usually it's $400. I just posted that out to everybody. So if you haven't signed up for our service, make sure you are signed up. Wednesday sweep day. We're here trading days from 9 a.m. to 11:30. Right now it's 10:39 a.m. It is a Tuesday. Make sure you thank Don for putting it out there today. What's nice about this service, I think it comes out to $20 a day if you are paying the regular rate, which is $400. Right now it is $7.50 a day. The numbers themselves are, or the levels that Don puts out as a guide for the morning session, are worth well, I consider them priceless. The opportunity to trade along and be part of this service from an educational point of view, I think is phenomenal for individuals that are looking to really concentrate and bank their money for the morning session. We do have breakout sessions that we call coaching sessions, and they're for individuals that are looking to really learn the entries, exits, and stops, the whys of the entries, exits, and stops, how to set the levels, and then come in here on a daily basis as a proving ground and an access point to your trade along host as you're applying your newfound trading skills. This service is really for those that are looking to get better at their trading and add to that opportunity on a daily basis. I don't know if better and better is the right term, but that's where we're at. And we appreciate it. And we appreciate you referring people, but make sure you self-assess and sign up so you don't get swept out tomorrow. Mike, let me know how you're making out. Lisa, we already reached out to you, so thank you. Hey, James MC, I think you're still signed up. Just let me know back in chat. Mario M, welcome aboard. Mike Y.
The question about the 1 minute blue band, the answer is no. And the reason being is that this is the normal setup for Saul's charts. You've got a 5 minute and a 1 hour. That's it. But you notice we come down and we hit the blue band, his blue band on the 5 minute. But the answer to that is no. The 1 minute that they don't, Saul does not recommend trading a 1 minute chart. I trade a 1 minute chart because I'm comfortable trading 1 minute chart. I don't have a problem trading 1 minute charts. I will go down to all the way down to 15 seconds. I mean, if I really want to trade fast, turn this thing over to a 15-second chart and watch how fast it goes. It's pretty fast. But all of these moving averages in here, well, that one there's, it's the same as what, it's the same setup, but it's on a 1 minute. So it's not a true exactly where the blue band is. Now, if you notice this dotted line right here at the bottom, this is exactly where that right there is, but it's been adjusted. I think it's 100 period moving average on a 1 minute chart to give me that. And this way, if I'm looking at this, I know that, look, this thing's coming down into the blue band, and that blue band is the same blue band that's on the 5 minute chart. So that's don't let this 1 minute chart fool you, because unless you are used to trading it, I would stay out of that pond. This right here will give you the same information. If you got long, you got a 2-point stop. You got short up here, you got a 2-point stop, and you're looking for 2 points or better. And but since I am doing a little price action trading, I'm also how do you put it? Intermediate range trading, which is a price action type trade. I use the 1 minute chart. For me, it's okay. For most people, if you don't understand them, they're fast, because you've got just about 60 seconds to make up your mind, and you don't have a whole lot. So if you're wrong, get out. But on a day like today, this 1 minute chart's trading just about like a 5 minute chart. But you have to remember, for every bar on that 5 minutes, it takes 5 of these 1 minute bars to make up that 5 minute bar. But the answer on that 1 minute chart, do I go short at the blue band? You could. We'd never know when these things are going to work or not work. You just have to put your stop in. First of all, you got to have a reason. You have to have a belief in that reason. Why is this thing working? We work, but did we get from that blue band, 88.50? We got to 86.75. So, there wasn't 2 points in that trade. And so, when you're messing with a 1 minute chart, you don't shoot for those bigger points. You're looking for a point, point and a quarter, point and a half, and out. Because if you want the same distance on that 5 minute chart, odds are you're going to have to put a bigger stop on it on the 1 minute chart. So I do, and I just got accustomed to trading it. I like it. I think it's got some merit. But that's me. If you're going to learn to trade it, then I'd turn one on and I'd get over there on your sim and play with it on that sim, because it's a different animal, so to speak, than that 5 minute chart is. I mean, when we back up and we look at just this drop on this 5 minute chart, these 2 bars right here, that was that section right there. Bam, bam. So, and a lot of times it'll give me an entry based on the Saul's criterias and stuff like that. And there's so many trades that happen every day that I miss. I mean, not paying attention that I miss, and everything else. But I'll be in the background. If anybody's got any questions, just ask.